Yep.
All right, new deck here. All right, YouTube, we got live twins
What's up?
in
I'm
the
back.
building. We got Jared here on the third video. He
Yeah.
went to Houston Regional recently. Can't remember what was that, 2 weeks ago,
About yeah.
and placed 67th.
Yeah. 67th with a score of 5 wins, 4 losses.
Yeah, out
I
of how
could have
many?
done better, but it was
How many
mostly
people
just.
was it?
It was 280 ish. I
280. It's
think.
wild.
Yeah. So 7 rounds.
Oh, it's not
No,
bad.
9 rounds.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
say. I can't do math. Nine rounds of
Yeah.
Swiss.
All right, 5-4 live twins. Show us the deck, the extra deck, the main deck, the side deck, everything, and then matchups and what do you think you're gonna change
Yep.
and all that.
So yeah. I decided to take 43 cards in because I didn't have as much access to the Charmies. I had to do a bit of fiddling with my ratios, but overall, I was pretty happy. There's a couple changes that I'm gonna make in the future, but I'll talk about that after I show the whole list.
Sweet.
But yeah, essentially, where did I put it? I just had it pulled up. Where? There we go. So yeah, here we go. We start off with 3 Life Twin Kill. This is the main starter of the deck. Uh, it's the base one. I don't. On normal special, when you control no the monsters, it summons the other half, the Lila, and this one does the same thing. And they both have battle effects that are like pretty much irrelevant. This one gains 500. This one makes your opponent lose 500. You got 3 of that. 1 of this. You got 3 Frost. This one with the new support is now also 1 card because of the Link one. But I'll explain that in a second. This one is an extender and advantage. If you control a little monster, it can special summon itself from a hand for free. And then if it's in the graveyard, while you control an evil twin monster, if your opponent adds a card, you banish it and draw 1. So this is one of those decks where you play so much non-engine because you're constantly drawing and it can afford to play all that engine space. I decided to play 1 treat. It does the same thing as this one, where it special summons itself if you control the other one. Its graveyard effect sucks, but it can come up. What it does is you take if a evil twin monster battles, I think, or something like that, and is destroyed, you drop a monster on the field equal to the damage you took. So basically, it can drop anything down to 11, so your other guys can beat over it. But that's about it. Let's see what we got here. We've got the one suite, which is the new main deck one. This one's really interesting. It's weird because it's kind of a garnet. You want to run it at 2 because it's good, but you also don't want to see it in hand because it's weird. In hand, it's kind of like Hold By, where if your opponent activates some monster effect, or is it a monster effect or is it any effect? I always forget. No, it's just any effect. A card or effect in response to a Life Twin card, including the spells. Just any Life Twin card. You discard it from hand and negate the effect. And then in graveyard, if you control a Kiss Kill, it summons itself back from grave, and then locks you into fiends while it's on field, which doesn't matter considering you're playing all fiends anyway. uh, we play the 3 Life Twin Sunny Snitch, which is a searcher for all the Life Twins, and because it's a Life Twin, Sweet negates if your opponent decides to ash it, which is funny.
Wow.
And then it's also your built-in time card because while you control an evil twin, anytime your opponent summons normal or special, you gain 200, they lose 200. So like literally, it came up where I was playing against a Rizio player, and he decided to aggregator negate my snitch just so he could keep playing without going into time.
Wow.
And then we play 1 secret password, which just searches Sunny Snitch, so it's just an extra copy.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically have 4, and that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, 10 copies, 10 starters. No, 11 starters, actually.
Nice.
So you basically always have access to twins. We play 3 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Tract, 1 Lurie, 1 Paradise. Pretty standard. Yeah, I don't know what to explain it. Other Fiendsmith broken.
Fiendsmith
And
still hasn't
because
hit,
the new extra deck is a Light Fiend, you always have access to it.
that's busted.
So if your opponent decides to stop your Light Twin stuff, you just go, okay, time to do the Fiendsmith shuffle, as I like to call it.
And it's wild.
It's wild. It really is. And then onto the hand traps because we play so many. We play 3 Ash, 3 Joel, 3 Nib, 3 Fua, 3 Valor, 3 Imperium.
I feel like this is just standard hand
Yeah.
traps in every deck
So
now.
that's what 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 hand
Yeah,
traps.
15 to 18 always seems like the new standard now. So
Yeah. Nib is interesting now because all your guys are now one-star starters. You can actually afford to play this. Before, you only ever played this as a crossout target, because the weird thing about the light twins is because you have to control no other monsters. If you bestialed or nibbed your opponent, unless you had an extender, you couldn't play, which felt terrible. But now you don't have to worry about that.
anything you change in the hand trap lineup?
Definitely Valor. Valor feels miserable this format. For some reason, I haven't fully understood why, but it just feels bad.
See, I always thought that too with Valor. That's why I just rather run Imperms, but Valor just another gate. It's only you're only locked into it.
Honestly, I'd rather
So-
change this out for either Bestials or Bell.
Mhm.
But other than that, everything else felt great. Fu is broken. Droll is broken because not only does it stop Mitsu, but this deck, like, hard loses to Nib and the Charmies. So you
Definitely.
love drolling yourself if your opponent decides to go Fua or Meows. And considering everyone's playing, like, 6-9 hand...
Yeah.
6-9 Charmies, you kind of need to.
And now with what Designator to 1, Call buys that 1.
Yeah, cross out, call by the
Yep.
1. Yeah, you kind of have to. And then I decided to play 3 Droplet as a board breaker because not only is it a board breaker, but also the way the live twins work. Not only do you always all right, if you have the evil twins on board, you're always able to trade them out and immediately bring them back.
Yeah.
You're also the base twins. Where are they? That one and that one. What you can do is you can normal summon, effect, use Droplet, send it away, negate a guy, bring out the other one. This one now triggers because your board is empty, and so you just do the combo all over again.
It's wild.
I'd probably trade this out in the future, but I personally love this card, so I probably won't change it. But if you don't like it, you can definitely take it out for either more hand traps or whatever you want to play.
Yeah.
And then finally, we have the 2 1-ofs, Triple Tack and Call by the altar, because you're playing live twins, you got to play the altar.
Got to.
I felt like because I was playing the altar, I drew it more often. I literally drew it like 7 times over the course of the tournament.
Was it something whenever you drew it, you wanted to see it, or was it
not always, but it's Call by. What are you gonna do? If you draw it, you love it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, 43
cards.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm putting it over there. That's not the deck. And then onto the extra deck, we got one of each of the twins, 1 Deal, 1 Kiss Kill, 1 Lilla, 1 Trouble Sunny. This one is the Link one that makes the deck tick now. You can send a Lilla 4 cost to the graveyard from deck or extra. So you can technically send this one, but you're always sending Sweet.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the turn, anytime your opponent responds to a Kiss Kill or Lilla effect, you draw a card.
Wow.
So you basically charming your opponent to say, don't respond to my shit. Yeah, then we got Evil Twin and Lilla, or Kiss Kill and Lilla. Most people know what this does, but in case you don't, when you don't control the other one, they can bring each other back, and then when they're summoned while the other's on field, this one draws a card, this one pops a card. So it's constant resource engine where you're always drawing, you're always popping. And then because this one and this one is a Light Fiend, you're always able to go into the Fiendsmith stuff. And then we have Sunny, which is just extra interruption. It trades itself out as a quick effect into the other ones. So you're always drawing and popping on your opponent's turn. And then it has a graveyard effect where you banish it and send an Evil Twin from hand, field, or deck to the graveyard to non-target send a card to the graveyard. You don't really activate it, but it can come up, especially if your opponent has something untargetable. And because it's the one of, you can't really afford to use it anymore. And the funny thing is, in Pure, because it sends from deck, you're able to play the Evil Twin brick, the main deck Evil Twin, Kiss Kill, and Lilla. Just send it from deck to graveyard and send a card.
Nice.
It's very funny. Then we got the Fiendsmith stuff. We got Requiem, Sequence, Agnum Day, Desiree.
Your normal stuff.
Yeah, Agnum Day is funny. It actually does come up, especially on your combos to play around nib if your opponent decides to nib you. This card actually kind of come up, but other than that, it's mostly just bring back Desiree, swing for a bunch of damage. Because if you bring this one back, if you have all three equipped, it goes up to like 7,000.
Wow.
So like if you somehow manage to get all three equipped, you have a 7,000 attack guy that can't be targeted.
Nice.
We've got Bow, which is the most important card of the combo because it's always bringing back light and darks. This card, uh, most people don't see it now because Yubel's not in the deck format, but this card's crazy. You can discard a card to either pop a card on the field, or banish it and bring back any light or dark from the graveyard. So you can technically do this to play around Nib by play around Nib because you banish it and then bring it back. You bring back one of the small twins, and because you used the token and like some other guys in order to make this, once you bring this back, you just full combo again.
Insane.
But other than that, you mainly the thing that you're always doing is you're going Trouble Sunny, tag out on your turn into these guys, make these into this, banish it, and then immediately bring this back. So by the end of the turn, you're always ending on both of these.
Wow.
Then we have the Necroquip Princess and the Caesar because you're playing Fiendsmith. It's kind of necessary.
Yeah, definitely.
And because you play enough cards to like, you're actually pretty consistently using the draw effect because your best combo is a twin plus engraver, and with that combo, you're drawing like 3 cards on your turn. By the way, 3 cards on your turn.
Wild.
So then we have the tech cards. We play Muckracker to bring back anything. Duke of Demise because it's funny and it plays around Nib. That's pretty much it. None of people know what this does because it hasn't really found a spot to be played consistently yet. But what it does is you can use its effect to immediately normal summon, and then in the graveyard you banish it to add a level 6 or higher, I think. No, level 4 or higher. Fiend or zombie back from the grave to your hands. So if your opponent decides to nib you, you add back engraver and then track to combo from there.
Nice.
And then technically it's also level 6, so you can also use that for
Oh yeah,
for
definitely.
Caesar.
It definitely helps.
We play Chaos Angel because you have enough bodies to do it. Either any 2 twins or Lacrima plus Engraver gets you this, and this card is broken. It's just a big guy that can't be outed, and it's 35, and it banishes, which since most of your cards pop, having it banish is really important if your opponent decides to slap a card that says can't be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finally play one Gin Buster. I played this because technically if you open, where is it? If you open specifically a twin plus treat,
Yeah.
you can make Gin Buster and insulate yourself from Viru. Unfortunately, it never came up because it's a one of, and most of the time you're searching an actual twin to combo instead of this. I like it, but most of the time you could just cut both of these and trade it out for some other stuff.
Yeah.
I probably will eventually, but until then, I like it.
Just gonna see what card that isn't the Fiendsmith Vision gets hit again.
Yeah, probably what I'm gonna do is trade this out for like SP, and then trade this
definitely.
out and some other cards for Bistials in the main deck, just so you can make Chaos Angel more often.
Oh heck yeah!
Because like Chaos Angels came up so much in the tournament.
So what I'm hearing is that Chaos Angel is probably gonna get banned.
I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely broken.
Definitely.
And then onto the side deck, we play the mandatory Lancias. But didn't it?
The Lancias help you out.
Yeah. What the heck? Did I accidentally put my Lancia somewhere?
Well, you did mix them in.
Yeah, I might have mixed it somewhere. I literally just had them. Where'd they go? Anyway.
There's 2 more there.
Yeah. Just imagine there's 2 more here.
Yeah.
We play the 3 Ogre because it beats Blue Eyes and technically Malice if you play it right. Because what you do is you always Ogre the Link 2.
Yeah.
And that plus another hand trap basically guarantees they never make it to a Link 3. And the entire point of beating Malice is to make sure they don't make it to a Link 3 because then they can't extend.
Would you main deck this instead of Valor, or would you keep it in the side?
Maybe I think it's more of a side deck card because Mitsu doesn't really care about this card as much.
Yep.
And considering Mitsu's more popular than Malice, even though Malice is more powerful, I just keep it in the side.
You know, Malice hasn't topped anything yet.
Surprisingly.
It's somehow still powerful.
On Fraud Watch, for real. We have the 3 Bestials.
Yeah.
As I said, it's just they're just good cards, and so long as Light and Darks are in the format, especially with Blue Eyes in the periphery, these cards are broken. And this card gets you into Chaos Angel more often. We play the 1 Perulia because that's all I own. I would play more, but I don't have any. I picked up 2 Meows at the tournament and then immediately traded them in to buy Lowly Odes for this man.
Which we respect.
Yeah. Then we play Back Row Hate, just in case, especially because Odeon's still technically a thing.
Yeah.
And Stun, but who cares about that? And then finally we play the 2 Judgment. I probably pumped this up to 3 because this card is broken going first. It just stops everything because it's Judgment. It just says no.
Definitely.
That's the entire point of the card. It just says no, and then you win.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely changes I'd be making is add more Charmies if you have any. Consider cutting Sweet or Treat, and then consider cutting Valor and Ginbuster.
Which then I assume you add the Bestials from side to main.
Yeah,
and then
add either
the 2
Bestials
other
or Bell
Mocharmies.
and whatever, and then just
And then the side deck will have more Mocharmies.
Yeah, definitely.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, because definitely what you can do is you can cut the Treat and probably Tactics, and then you just play the 2 Perulia or 2 other Charmies. That way you're playing 5, and then you side in the others.
Nice.
Oh, that's where the Lancias were. I found them. So yeah, 3 Lancias.
Let's go.
I knew they were somewhere.
Definitely.
Well,
yeah. Any shout outs? Anything you feel like you want to say?
Definitely shout outs to the Live Twin Discord because they're the ones who are constantly like labbing shit.
Yeah.
They're the ones who like actually inspired me to play the Ginbuster stuff, even though it wasn't really that great. But it feels good when it does come up. But
definitely,
just because it's one of, it doesn't come up that much. But if you're just playing for fun or just want to make funny cards, definitely play it. You definitely play it in Pure. But this is Fiendsmith, and because you play Fiendsmith, sometimes just making Rec Room is better than making Ginbuster.
All right, man. We appreciate you. And so that's
about it.
There. Thanks for doing the video, man.
Yeah, no problem.